Why do you wish to sail west?
To open a new route to Asia. Asia is the richest kingdom, the land of spices and gold. At the moment, there are only two ways of reaching it. By sea, sailing around the African continent. The journey takes a year. Or by land. But the Turks have closed this route to all Christians. There is a third way. By sailing west across the ocean sea.
The distance is unknown. It's said to be infinite.
Superstition. I believe the Indies are no more than 750 leagues west of the Canary Islands.
How can you be so certain?
The calculations of Toscanelli, Marin de Tir, Esdras.
Esdras is a Jew.
So what's worse?
2 minutes, and already you're a dead man.
For telling the truth?
Yes. We are burning people for less. The men you're about to confront have no emotion.
Shalom, Kolayim Layahu Bashim Yahshua, Oscar Badabanis Delta GMS, and honest to you, Akim, and peace and bless you, brothers and sisters that listen. The hopeful elect Kolayim La Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Do this video today to the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua on Columbus. You know, which we always do. We did videos on this in time has passed. But, it's amazing that they still celebrate this mass murderer. And was into genocide. Damn, they exterminated you, Taino, you Arawak Indians, man. Right? Of the 10 lost tribes. You see? And see if I can put that clip in the post-production. In the movie, it was going into 1492, Columbus, before he made his voyage to this side of the world, he's having a discussion. And he was discussing the cartography, the map making, and he knew that there were people on this side of the world. Okay? The guy asked him, how do you know? He said, well, Esdras. He said, Esdras was a Jew. He said, well, the Messiah was a Jew. Because they had they were expelling the Jews out of Spain at that time. Right? Around that 1492 era, there was a decree that went out. So a lot of the Jews had to convert into Christianity. And he was like, what, they gonna kill me for telling the truth? He said, yeah. Right? They're burning people for a lot less. But he knew, because he was also a Jesuit, man, that who the 10 lost tribes were. That's why he had Hebrew interpreters with him. Luis de Torres, man. We went into this before. And he had other interpreters with him as well. Why? He was not trying to make it to no India and got lost. That was a lie, man. Okay? That's what they teach us in the history books. He knew exactly who he was targeting, man. And that's why the scripture says, and he wasn't the first one to make it on this side of the world. Okay? That's another lie. It was the Olmecs, man. When you read the book of 1 Kings, the 10th chapter, Solomon sent them on this side of the world. All right? To get things that was indigenous to this land to build up his kingdom. Right? And there's also, they said, the Vikings, I think Leif Erikson came on this side of the world. But even before him, we know the Northern Kingdom. Okay, that's when we read 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter right now. Okay, so you Hispanics and you Native Americans, as you should know, or some of you might be new, you have the 10 lost tribes of the children of Israel, man. And this is how you came to this side of the world. Okay, and I'm going to pull out some other artifacts and documents as well. All right, and show you the reason why you came on this side of the world, man. It's because of sin and your iniquity. Right, we read 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 40. It says, and those are the 10 tribes, all right, which we have to brief backstory. After Solomon, due to Solomon going off, the 10 tribes, the 12 tribes split into 2 kingdoms. The southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and then you had the other tribes, the 10 tribes. Okay? Ephraim all the way down to Issachar. Puerto Ricans, you Mexicans, you people of Indian descent of Central and South America, man. See? All right, let me read on. Of Negro Indian descent. It says, these are the 10 tribes which are carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hoshea the king, which was the last king of the northern kingdom, whom Salmanasseh, king of Assyria, which the Assyrians were horrible rulers. All right, and I'm going to read why that happened. Led away captive and carried them over into the waters. So they came into another land. Okay. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathens. So they left Assyria, or northern Iraq or Babylon, which was, Assyria was northern Iraq, all right, in the Middle East. So they came amongst themselves and said, listen, we're going to leave this place, all right, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. That's what they call this place, the New World, the Americas. Okay, civilization started in the East, all right. It says that they may keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land, and they entered in Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. So they went around Euphrates, went around the Horn of Africa into the Americas. For that Most High then showed them signs for them in the heavens, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. So what place took them a year and a half to get to? And the same region is called Arsareth, right? Which when you look up Arsareth in the Jewish Encyclopedia in the 1920s, it tells you is the Americas, man. Right? Then dwelt there until the latter time, and now they shall begin to come. See? So they came on this side of the world because it was prophecy, man. When you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, not just the Negro tribes, the northern kingdom as well, we will be brought from one end of the earth even to the other. Right? We were brought here ships force. They came here willingly, 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, because it was prophesied that we all had to come to this side, man. Right? Scripture says that they're going to fear the name of the Lord from the west, and he's going to save us from what? The land of the north, man. All the tribes are here. Okay? And, matter of fact, let me get this artifact before I read why y'all went to captivity as well. Show you that Ishar knows. Let me get this article. Let's get these articles out. The first one, let me jump straight to it, is here we go. It says 800 ancient stones with Hebrew writing in Puerto Rico authenticated. So they found 800 Hebrew stones in Puerto Rico. Now they found these stones. It was, let me read it, right? Because they said right here, because going into Columbus, they said, when Columbus stumbled across our Taino people in 1492, was the principal chief of my home island of Boriquen, Puerto Rico. Knowledge of these stones first came to light when a very sick Taino woman, who had tried everything from indigenous herbal remedies to ceremonies, lay on her deathbed, compelled to tell a secret of a fame had carried for generations. She sent runners to find someone in the church who would listen. While she chose a church she would never know, but a monk named Jose Maria Nazaro came to her bedside. What this elder revealed to this monk changed the historical narrative of our precious island. Let's read. We jump straight to the point. It says, she said, so she revealed where to find a hidden stash of stone figures inscribed with strange symbols, carvings of an ancient people that some call the Hibado, who had lived in the mountains of the island and still have the sense to call themselves by this name to this day. Let me jump to the point. I want to get straight to the point. As a matter of fact, let's continue. It says, Nazaro had been educated at the University of Salamanca. His studies had included ancient languages, so this is the monk that she showed the stones to on her deathbed. And he was amazed at what he saw. After comparing the writing to these stones to others from around the world, he came to his conclusion this writing was a form of ancient Hebrew. Because of his religious background, this fueled the possibility that a remnant of the lost tribes of Israel had settled on this island. I get another article right after this, man. Okay? So they're saying that the Arawak Taino language, long story short, is Shemitic in origin. He said one example is a Taino name for the supreme spirit of spirits, Yahya, which is Yahweh. By comparison, the God of the monotheist Hebrew culture is known for his abbreviated form of his name's sacred name, Yah, which is Yahweh. You see? So the 800 Hebrew stones. And they said they remained hidden in the earth for over 400 years until the dying Taino woman. Well, yeah, because she thought that the conquistadors, her forefathers, thought that they would destroy it. Her forefathers thought the conquistadors, the Spaniards, would destroy it, man. Right? Which we see what Columbus did to them. The atrocities, we did videos on that before. Okay, he said he did not, according to his right hand man De La Casas, and even himself, he said he did not put his sword down for one day. Okay, but see, the artifacts are still there. Y'all didn't destroy everything, just like when we go into the Byzantine Empire. Now there's another document I want to go into. This article right here. It's really a book written by Ronald Sanders in 1978 called Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. And it goes into Montezino, who was a Sephardic Jew, I believe from Portuguese. He was a Portuguese explorer, and he was on the island. He was in Ecuador, and he was observing the. They said that we're from the tribe of Reuben, okay, and this is what they told him. Let me read the article. When Montezino met up with the tribe of Reuben in Ecuador, he said they told him that they themselves Indians, but they're scattered everywhere as well, and that the tribe of Joseph, which is who? Mainly Ephraim, and we know you have Manasseh as well, the Cubans. But he said, and the tribe of Joseph lived on an island nearby. Okay, this is in the 1600s. Montezino. Okay, read again. So Ronald Sanders is writing about this. He said they told him that they themselves of the tribe of Reuben, and that the tribe of Joseph lived on an island nearby. The day when they were at last to issue forth into the world was coming soon. They explained. But in the meantime, they could not allow visitors to cross over to them. They were willing to make an exception in the near future. So they said, we're not going to allow you to visit them, but in the future we will. Right? He had a pretty cordial relationship with the tribe of Reuben in Ecuador. However, on account of their need for education, for they spoke Hebrew, they could not read or write it. So they spoke Hebrew, but they couldn't read or write it, the tribe of Reuben in Ecuador. And they told him that what? The tribe of Joseph lived on an island nearby. We just read the 800 Hebrew stones in Puerto Rico, man. Okay? And there's another artifact I want to go into as well. I remember that devil, Glenn Beck, got fired on Fox News for bringing this information out, man. It's he bringing out pseudo history. It's not pseudo history, and he even said that the scholars were doing their best to hide this. And when they had published it in the Times Past, when they had published this in Times Past, they published it upside down purposely, right? Which is the Bat Creek stone, right? Now they said Cherokee or Hebrew. They said the Bat Creek stone was professionally excavated in 1889, but undisturbed burial found in eastern Tennessee by the Smithsonian Mound Survey Project. Okay, let me go on down. It said confirmed that it's Shemitic and specifically Paleo-Hebrew of approximately the 1st or 2nd 8th century AD. According to the 5 letters to the left of the commandment shape divider read from right to left. They have LYWD, or for Judah, Yahweh. He noted that the broken letter on the far left is consistent with Meme, in which case this word would instead read, or for the Judeans. So they excavated this in 1889, right? And Glenn Beck was also trying to hint at the fact that the Cherokee or the Native American Indians were speaking Hebrew, man. Right, and they try to do their best, the so-called scholars, to debunk this and say this was forgery. That's a lie, man. Just like the you have the Los Lunas, right, which we brought that out before. The commandments written in Paleo-Hebrew, man. So yes, the Native Americans, the Taino, the Arawak, okay. Also, the tribe of Asher, you Brazilians, Peru, which the biggest murderers of that time, you go into Pizarro, he conquered Peru. That's the tribe of Asher, man. And then you also had, what's this guy named? Hernando Cortez. He conquered what? You Issacharites, you Aztecs, which are also Israelites, man. You see? And it gave you nothing but death, religion, and the different diseases, man. And the reason why that happened, let's get 2 Kings the 17th chapter, because y'all was into idolatry. You can look at the movie Apocalypto. Let's get it. 2 Kings the 17th chapter. Let's go into little scriptures, man. All right, so pull out the artifacts, and like we said, we did videos on this before. Various videos going deep into the tribe of Gad and the other 10 tribes, man. All right, but let me read this. 2 Kings 17:14. It says, "Notwithstanding that they would not hear, but hardened their necks." It says Israel's stiff-necked people, and like the neck of their fathers that did not believe in Yahweh Shemel Shadeh power, because we know Jeroboam turned them back to the golden calf, right? Idolatry. And he was an Ephraimite. He says, "And they rejected the statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers and his testimonies, which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom Yahweh Shemel Shah charged them that they should not do like them. And they left off the commandment of Yahweh Shemel Shah, their power, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove and worship all the hosts of heaven and serve Baal. And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire. They were sacrificing their children, all right, to Baal, man. It says, and used divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of Yahweh Shemel Shah, to provoke him to anger, just like they were doing on this side of the world. Doing cannibalism, sacrificing each other on the altar, especially the Aztecs. They were heavy into that, man. And that's why the Most High brought them devils against y'all, the Spaniards, man. Therefore, let's read on. Just like y'all did in times past, y'all did this back then in the land. Therefore, Yahweh Shemel Shah was very angry with them, with Israel, and removed them out of his sight. He removed you out of the land. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the southern kingdom. Also, Judah kept not the commandments of Yahweh Shemel Shah, their power, but walked in the statutes of Israel, which they made. And Yahweh Shemel Shah rejected all the seed of Israel, and afflicted them, and delivered them into the hand of spoilers. So while we went into slavery, the northern kingdom underneath the Assyrians, the southern kingdom underneath the Babylonians, then later on different captivities, and we led on this side of the world, is why? Because our sin, and the Most High delivered us into the hand of them, our spoilers, until he had cast them out of his sight. He cast us out of the land. For he rent Israel from the house of David, and made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king, and Jeroboam drave Israel from following Yahweh Shemel Shah, and made them a sin, a great sin. So they were into idolatry all the way from back then, right? And they were doing those acts on this side of the world. That's what the Most High sent our enemies against us, man. Back then, for y'all was the Assyrians, and now we're going into what the conquistadors, the different Spaniards, explorers, man, and Portuguese, right? The subjugated y'all, man. That's why scripture says this, though. Let me read. I think it's Hosea. Let me get that. Hosea chapter 13, verse 2. So it's time for y'all to wake up to your nationality. Let me read Hosea 13 and 2. Let's start with verse 1. It says, "When Ephraim spake trembling, he exalted himself in Israel. But when he offended in Baal," we just read in 2 Kings the 17th chapter, the things that they were doing, "he died. And now they sin more and more, and have made them molten images of their silver and idols according to their own understanding. And all of the work of the craftsmen, they say of them, that the men that sacrifice kiss the calves." So they were heavy into idolatry and molten images back then. And we could clearly see today, scripture says Ephraim is joined unto idols. They heavy into Cesare Borgia, heavy into Roman Catholicism, Mary, white Jesus. Okay, they heavy into those things, the Northern Kingdom, you Hispanic tribes, man. All right, and that's why you're also in the condition that you're in today as well, man. That's why it also says in Hosea, let me get that, Hosea 8 and 8. It says, "Israel is swallowed up, the Northern Kingdom. Now shall they be among the Gentiles, the other nations, as a vessel wherein there is no pleasure." Okay, like we said, it was taken down by the Assyrians, and then this side of the world, like we go into this lesson, the different conquistadors, man, that brought hell and pain on y'all, man. Okay, and brought all those riches back to Europe, right? No different. Like scripture says, Judah, Benjamin, Levi also caught hell, man. Mainly from the English and the French, you see. But we all came on this side of the world to serve out our captivity, man. That's the point, man. So yes, Hispanics are Israelites for you other idiots out there. Okay? The proof is in the pudding, man. The scriptures, as well as different documents that we pulled. And the enemy knows it as well. And that's why the scripture says, Yahweh Shai said, John 10:16. He said, and other sheep, Yahweh, what he said, the thief coming not but to steal, kill, and destroy. So you could, John 10:10, he said, the thief come not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. They're going into Columbus, Cortez, Pizarro, all these different guys that came and caused hell and havoc, man. Mainly concentrate on the northern kingdom, man. He said, I come that they may have life and they may have it abundantly. All right. Verse 16, and other sheep I have, because we know Yahweh Shai came mainly for the Jews first, okay, in Judea. He said, which are not of this fold, going into the other tribes, man. Them also I must bring, and they must hear my voice, and they shall be one fold and one shepherd, man. That's also in the book of Hosea, the 1st chapter. That's why the Most High said in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, to make that one stick. Okay? Where all 12 tribes are on. Let me get that. After he resurrect the bones and the dry bones, that's what coming in the spirit of Ezekiel, prophesying, right? Stirring up your pure minds, bringing you back to the ways of remembrance of who you are and who your power is, man. This knowledge was hidden. The enemy, even Glenn Beck said there was a cover-up concerning those stones, concerning our entire nationality. The enemy was made confederate against us in Psalms 83rd chapter, starting with the so-called white man, the biblical Edomites, man, and these Amalekites. Okay? Let's read Ezekiel 37. And he said, verse 12, therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus saith Yahweh Bashem El Shah, behold my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. So it will be what? Revived again. Okay? Let's read on verse 15. The word of Yahweh Bashem El Shah came unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it, for Judah, the southern kingdom, you Negroes, Palestinians and you Haitians, and the children of Israel, the northern kingdom, you Hispanics and you Native Americans, his companions. Then make another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. Right? So the 10 tribes. So for Judah and for the children of Israel. Okay? And join them one to another into one stick. That's what we have the sign. And they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou show us what these thou meanest by these? Showing you that the Israelites wouldn't know who they are. And it's up to the prophets, man. Walk ye the way. This is it. Okay? Bring it, like we said before, that's our job. I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you knowledge and understanding. Like he told Isaiah, I think it's what he said, Isaiah chapter 49, verse 1. He told him, the Most High, he said he called me from the womb to raise up Israel, man. You see? To raise up the tribes of Jacob, if I can remember the scripture, man. Briefly paraphrase it, right? To the preserved of Israel. All right, that's our job. We're raising up the tribes. Okay, and we need that stick out there. Let me read on. It says, and 19, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will make the stick of Joseph, which is the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And that's happening now. All right, that's happening right now as we speak, man. Okay, that's why it says Zephaniah 2 and 1. Matter of fact, Isaiah 11:13. Okay, it says, the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. So there might have been differences or different skirmishes in the past, and different language barrier, and the different divisions that the enemy set up. But now we coming together, man. The elect, man. Okay, coming together in the truth. One nation again, one shepherd. Our scripture says, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. We're gathering together, man, by the word of the Holy One. Okay. Call him La Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. The tribes are being revived, man. Okay, that scripture says, we get Deuteronomy 10 and 12, and I may close it out the scripture here. It says, and now, Israel, what doeth Yahweh Bashem Yahushua require of thee? What do he require of us? But to fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushua thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushua thy power with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and to keep the commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and his statutes. That's why we went into slavery in the first place. All 12 tribes. Because we broke the commandments, man. We broke the covenant. Okay? But now in the place of drawing waters, we start to rehearse the righteous acts, come back to our nationality, and we're calling on the right name. Yahweh the Father and Yahweh Shai the Son, which I command thee this day for thy good. Behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua thy power, there's also with all that there is. We jump on down. For 17, for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, your power is the God of gods and the Lord of lords, a great power, a mighty and terrible, which guarded not persons, nor taketh reward. He doth execute the judgment of the fatherless and widow, and loveth the stranger, and giveth him food and raiment. Verse 20, thou shalt fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushua thy power, him shalt thou serve, and him shalt thou cleave and swear by his name. See, that name is important, man. He is thy praise, and he is thy power, that have done for these great and terrible things which thy eyes have seen, man. So he delivered us from ancient Egypt, and he's going to deliver us again out of one Ratzazah, from this current Egypt, America, Babylon, man. So, like I was going into this lesson, the 10 lost tribes, you're no longer lost. You know your nationality, man. Okay, the Most High is the prophets out there, man, coming in the spirit of Ezekiel and raising up the tribes, man. Okay? And the two going to become one in his hand, underneath Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and King David. So that must say, call on him, La Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Hopefully his lesson was edifying. With that, I'm going to say Shalom.